So today's video, I want to share the map first, and then I'll tell you what is happening. So this is the place that is now under evacuation. There is nobody living there, and that place is called Kiryat Samona. So let's actually zoom in and see where the place is. Kiryat Samona is on the eastern border of Israel, right here, where I am pointing my cursor. I want to actually show you here. So this is where Kiryat Samona is, and this place had 60,000 people running away, panicking of a attack of Hezbollah, and then they left. Now it has been almost 1 year since they have left, and now they are grouping themselves in order to force the Netanyahu government to agree to a ceasefire with Hezbollah and have them back to the city, to the area where they came from. And this is where things get very, very interesting, because Israel right now, they are absolutely looking into a negotiation with Hezbollah to have these 60,000 people coming back to their residences. However, they are now saying, the U.S. Presidential convoy, or envoy, I should say, he is going to be traveling, or he actually traveled, I believe, by now to Israel. And he is suggesting that this area, Kiryat Shomona, the map has to be redrawn. Means Israel will have to lose some of the lands from the map here. Now, Netanyahu, his main priority is really not the map or the border anymore. His priority right now is to have these people return back to Kiryat Samona. So as you can see the screen on the screen here, so this is where Kiryat Samona is. This is the area. Now I want to actually show you a few other things here. So on the north you have Lebanon, that is wreaking havoc to Israel. And this is the northern border. This is where Lebanon is. So this is north of Israel. And then you have on the southwest Hamas, that Israel is still fighting. So southwest is going to be right here. This is where there is still fighting. This area. This is Beirut. This is Lebanon. And this is where they're fighting. And this is the West Bank here. And Israel is finding itself being confronted from all three sides of its map. So Gaza Strip is right here. Gaza Strip is here. And then you have Kiryat Samona on the east. Gaza is southwest. That's what they call it, southwest. Lebanon is in the north. And the only place that Israel is not engaged in a warfare is this side. So that will be Israel's southeast. So southeast is the only place where Israel is not engaged at the moment of any war, and that would be the Rafah crossing and all that. So this is where Israel is not fighting at the moment, and they're taking full advantage of that, because they want all of these people from here, from East Bank, from Gaza, the Strip, to flee to southeast. Why? Because the southeast is the weakest when it comes to, and Israel's strongest point when it comes to fighting the entities, Hezbollah or Hamas, or even the West Bank authorities like Islamic Jihad. They have also in Gaza Strip, they're fighting. Hamas is coming and crossing the border and fighting sometimes there. But overall, this whole area is the strongest for Israel. But everything else here, and from here, they are being involved or engaged in fighting with Hezbollah and Hamas. And now, to make things even worse, as we know, Houthis, they have launched a attack, the ballistic missile attack coming from this side. So this is coming from here. So if you can see the map, I'm going to be actually showing you here where Yemen is. So Yemen is right here. So then these Yemenis, they are firing missiles and ballistic missiles to Israel. Now, one thing I want to make mention of, since I'm on the map, Saudi Arabia could not see that ballistic missile that was launched, as I have reported on this yesterday, and it had traveled over 2,000 kilometers in just 11 and a half seconds. And this missile came from Yemen all the way to Israel, crossing over Saudi airspace, crossing over most likely Jordanian airspace, but none of these countries knew anything about this ballistic missile. Means their air defense system could not detect this missile. So this is the level of technology Yemeni Houthis, they have their hands on. So this is obviously a bad news for these countries like Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Jordan. So Jordan, they will definitely cross Jordan, because Jordan is right on the way for Yemeni Houthis when they were targeting Israel. So Jordanian airspace could not detect, Saudi airspace could not detect, and this is a absolute disaster for this country's military. Now, what they are going to be doing at the moment is they are going to be changing the border for the Kiryat Samona, that is on the, I believe that will be the southeast, sorry. That will be the eastern side of Israel. So this is where they are going to be changing the border. Now, let's take a look at this report. I want to actually, before I make mention more in details about the report, I want you to listen to this particular interview by a Houthi spokesman, see what he has to say about the future of this war with Israel.
Our stand with the Palestine will stay firm. Our stand with the case of Palestine will stay until the liberation of Palestine. This means not only the battle for Gaza, it means a battle for the liberation of Palestine. And I believe that at one point, Yemeni army will take the decision not to stop its attack against Israel, even if they stop at this point. The genocide in Gaza, because what's left in Gaza, they have actually destroyed the entire Gaza Strip. That's why Yemeni army will continue their attack, whatever it takes.
So his name is Hussein al-Bukhati, journalist and political analyst. So basically, he's saying that the war in Gaza, even if it ends, the war with Israel will continue on because of their, I will give a huge credit to their recent success with the strike that they conducted against Israel with this ballistic missile. And now, as I said in the beginning of this video, that Netanyahu, right now, he's willing to compromise some of the lands, and U.S. has proposed Netanyahu to redraw the map. The cross-border violence between IDF and Hezbollah in the north of the country cannot continue. This is what Netanyahu said ahead of a meeting with the U.S. Presidential Special Envoy Amos Hochstein. What is needed, Netanyahu, this is what he said. He said there is need to be a change in the balance of forces on our northern border. So balance of forces on the northern of the border, that would mean this is northern border, which is Lebanon with Israel. So this is the north side of the map of Israel. So basically, Netanyahu is now saying that it is time for us to change. There must be a change in the balance of forces on our northern border. He also pledged to restore safety of more than 60,000 residents who panicked and left the communities in October of last year. Netanyahu, he said, I am attentive to the residents of the north. I speak with them and with the heads of local authorities in the north. I see their distress. I hear their anguish, he said. Now, he also said, I'm committed to this. The government is committed to this, and we will not suffice with less than this. The question is obviously why Netanyahu is making a big deal for this part of the land of Israel, north side of Israel, is because Netanyahu is under tremendous pressure to bring the hostages back, which he is not able to do. Now he has to deal with the 60,000 residents who are constantly badgering him, telling him, putting a lot of pressure on him, and these residents, they're turning terrorists. Like, they're plundering, they're looting, they are becoming a group of gangs, and they're becoming a settler terrorists, where we see them going to West Bank, and sometimes they go to this place, some other places, to rob people. Even they don't want to abide by any Israeli law anywhere, because they think that they can do whatever they want. So 60,000 people had become a big headache for Netanyahu. Now Hosten, who is also expected to meet with defense ministers, so Hosten is the guy who is the presidential special envoy. He's going to be meeting Yoav Gallant. Is pushing to find a diplomatic solution to the contained IDF-Hezbollah war to prevent it from breaking out into a more wide-scale conflict. Gallant has urged that Netanyahu has to prioritize the north over the south. Means go to the north, where this map I just showed you. He's basically asking Netanyahu to abandon pretty much the south. So south is where the war is taking place with Hamas, and he's asking Netanyahu to go to the north and help those 60,000 residents in this place that is called the Kiryat Shimona. Kiryat Shimona. Again, they are trying to fight on every front. Now they cannot fight here anymore to the south, because north is under tremendous pressure. Military force of Hezbollah is pounding on them. Also, you can think about this, how Hezbollah has become such a big, powerful entity. They are not attacking from Lebanon into Israel, but also they're attacking from this part. So all of these places, most part of it, are being under the Hezbollah control, where they can launch attack on Israel anytime, any day they want. So Israel literally under siege by Hezbollah from all of these fronts, right? From all of this. And Netanyahu, being a lunatic and a total moron, he's focused on this part. So only few hundred or maybe 1,000 Hamas fighters are fighting in Gaza Strip, and he's focused on them when you have 60,000 people, and a much bigger military of Hezbollah is creating more and more pressure on him on the other side. So even if he wins against Hamas, he cannot win against Hezbollah, because this area is vast, and he's fighting with Hamas for the last 1 year, seeing no result whatsoever. So how can he fight against Hezbollah, who is much stronger? And on top of this, we also have now the Yemeni Houthis attacking. So Gallant, he has urged Netanyahu that you need to prioritize north over south, making it the primary focal point of the IDF's efforts rather than the south. And this is what he said in the past too. Netanyahu, however, he continued to invest in the southern front with Hamas as the main military object. Now, Hochstein, according to Can News, is expected to propose a slight redrawing of the map along the border between Israel and Lebanon. It had also been hoped that a Gaza hostage deal would open the door. So now they are looking for a potential ceasefire with Hamas, and whether they reach a ceasefire deal or not doesn't really matter, because most of Israeli troops forcefully being removed from Gaza, and they are now going to fight Lebanon in the northern side, even though Israeli media would not admit it. But most of Zionist troops, the terrorist organization IDF, they have withdrawn from Gaza, and they're focusing, as the Yoav Gallant, he said, that we will be focusing more on Hezbollah fight in Lebanon. But of course, guys, this is a completely messed up situation for the Zionist state, Zionist regime, where we're going to be seeing more and more destruction of the regime if they continue on just destroying Gaza. Some comments here. Muslim Khilafan, thank you guys. Hello from Canada, DJ. And Kenny, thank you guys. Yahya, Sajia Muslim Khilafa. Thank you guys. Ali Yasin, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Thank you so much for your comments. Have a wonderful day. Take care.